Hey everybody, I'm coming in as soon as all the commercials are over with. Gonna spend a little time with y'all. There we go. Let me turn the mic and everything, straighten all that out so we don't have the echo chamber going on. And there we are. Hi Carmen, hi Jeremy. Let's see who all's in class. Tammy, Elise, Melinda, all my prize students, I tell you. Wonderful. They're first, second, third. I love it. Hi, Elise. Carmen. Oh, wow. Such a wonderful class. Y'all have to ignore the ruckus here. Y'all keep Tom and his wife in prayer. She's going through a procedure today, and we want the best results possible. Okay? I'm turning on my do not disturb here. It should have come on, but worse things have happened in my life this weekend. I do have a surprise for everybody. Hi, Desiree. Dennis and I have been working on the website, and on the homepage, you now have 3 ways to pay. Okay. And that's up there. I'll explain everything when everybody gets into class. I got a lot to go over today. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to handle today. Did y'all get the pattern downloaded, the little cross we're going to do today? This will be, let's see, we've got another month of classes before, hi Mavis, before we have International Tat Day, and our pattern comes out and we start the procedure for the tat-along. Hi, Anna. Y'all pray for Anna. She's taking care of mom and dad. Dad had some medical procedures done, and she's having to take care of mom and dad. It's awful nice when we get to take care of our parents. Remember, take care of your parents, because one day they will be gone and you're going to miss them. You don't know how many times I pick up the phone to talk to my mom and she's just not there. So make sure you take care of your parents while you can. They do appreciate it. They may get angry, but they do appreciate it. Hi, Carol. I can relate, Elise. There's so many times I want to call my mom and just say, Mom, I need to talk. You know? And you just can't do it. My mom was very strict with us. Hi, Mighty. I forget your name, your real name. But I'm glad you made it. I got a bad memory. It'll take me a little bit to get used to it. You didn't get the pattern yet? You didn't get today's pattern? No, if you didn't get today's, I'll go get it off the website and share it in the class. It's okay. It's okay. We can manage this. And just give me a bit. Have to think. Have to think. Have to think. Have to think. My brain is just a little flustered. Is it there or is it? No, it's not there. I go back. All right, there was 3 of them. Okay, so let me open up and get it. Copy. Here is the one we're going to go over today. Okay. This is another version of it. And y'all can pick your version you want to do. It is a really easy pattern. It looks difficult, but it's not. Okay, there's all 3 links that I sent out with the email. Now I'll put those up after class, and that way we can get back into it. Let me go back home. Janie, that's who Mighty One is. The Mighty Pin. I really like your name though, the Mighty Pin. Hi, Pam. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. Now, I sent the email out this week, folks. Oh, I've got it. Wouldn't you know, I get a commercial. All right, I got rid of that commercial. Yeah, I know. The ads love us. I am so looking forward to the tag-alongs. It'll give us a nice little reprieve. Hi, dear. Debbie. Debbie and I go way back. Hi, Janella. The patterns weren't attached. They should have been. I may have boo-booed. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn everything I can in case something happens and Pam's not able to do things so that I can take care of it. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Pam, can you email the 3 patterns to Tammy Garrison, please? Thank you. There's changes afoot, folks. There's changes afoot every time we change. I'm trying to spice things up a little bit for the classes. I really am. I'm trying to make it really, really nice for you guys to be able to participate in a lot of fun things. I'm finding out though, Tatting chats, those could be something we can do on a regular basis. I can do 1 class of Tatting chat and 1 class of technique. We could do that. But the Tatting chats, they teach you the technique. That's how I learned. Okay. Georgia would preach in the class, and it just didn't sink through this concrete block called the brain. But if I could see it demonstrated, oh my gosh, I learned so much more. Well, Elise, I am so glad you are. That is what I want, is everybody to have fun. I do have a situation that arose the other night. Let me see. Dennis, can you bring me that printout, please? Oh, hello, Miss Vicious. Miss Vicious is going to the beauty shop. We had a situation that happened over the night last night, and I need to address it, and it will be the last time it will be addressed. Kathleen. Well, I am going to do some freebie patterns as well, okay, in the tag-alongs. Now, those we can run them so we can bring in some pennies, you know, but we're going to have a closed classroom, and then I'll put it up as a video. What do you think, guys? That way we don't have to fight commercials when we're doing our tag-alongs. What do you think? I'm just saying. I like that idea. I don't like, because it cuts off on me here at one time, and then it cuts off with you guys at different intervals. Nobody's the same, and I don't like that. Okay, then that's what we do. I don't mind at all. I took these classes to teach. Thank you, Pam. And keep the classes free, but we do have a website and things that need to be paid for. And I have some surprises for folks so y'all can see. I know a lot of people question. Everybody thinks I make millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. No. So I'm going to show you the rundown. So we're going to handle the problem child, get that off the plate so that we can push it to the side and call it a day on that and put a plug in it, you know? And then we're going to get into the financial aspect of things and let you know what's going on with that. And then we go straight into that pattern today. It is easy peasy, but it's adorbs. I love it. I do love that as a bookmark, and it would make a great gift to anyone at church. Someone that has lost a loved one, they'll treasure it forever. It would make a great cross to hang on your rearview mirror, you know. Oh, you're welcome, Elise. You're very welcome. Don't mind it at all. Y'all have to excuse me. My nose has been itching since yesterday. You like the pattern? I know. I do too. I'm partial to crosses. My mom made plastic canvas crosses. And she made the florets, stuff that went on it, you know, little flowers and stuff. And she made one for each of us kids. And she used our favorite colored flower, you know. And she had one. And when she passed, hers went in her casket with her. Okay. And everybody, and my sisters and my brother that have passed on, they got one in their caskets. I've still got mine. It's in storage. It's packed away. You're gonna kiss a full one up. My nose itches. I better not kiss Dennis. He ain't no fool. That is hilarious though. But yeah, mine's in storage, packed away for when I pass. It's supposed to go in the casket with me. And we all got one. Mom made us all one. I thought it was so nifty that she did that. I think this is allergies. I messed up filling up my medicine, and I didn't put my allergy medicine with my regular regimen. For some reason, I was an airhead, and I went to take my medicine. Well, I had a handful of medicine. And I went, wait a minute, I don't have my allergy pill. Oops. So I had to go get my allergy pill. Well, I did a bonehead move, went took the medicine, and I went upstairs to get my allergy pill. And I noticed that the allergy pill had been mixed with one of my blood pressure pills. So I had to separate that. That was another bonehead move I'd done. And this is my life. I ain't kidding you. And then I finished all that, and I'm like, did I take that pill or not? So I had to second guess myself. I was like, oh crap. We got cameras all over the house. Wouldn't you know, not one of them caught whether I took my medicine or not. That's funny, Elise. Oh Lord, your TV died and you got a crack in your windshield. Boy, that is a bad weekend. I will tell you all, we did get our spot. I don't know if I told y'all. Hi, Silver. We did get our spot. We move April 10th. We're still going to hold classes. Okay, don't worry about that. We're still going to hold classes. It's just the week before we move out, all you're going to get is the down shot. You ain't going to get the forward. I ain't going to have all this stuff on the desk. Yeah, I know. Well, I need somebody that says, you took them. You took them. I take so much medicine. It's hard to keep up with. Hi, Brenda. I know who you are. They don't. Brenda's been around a long time, haven't you, Brenda? Anna's going to make a game of it now. I love it. Absolutely love it. I remember when you first came to the classes, you said nobody could teach you how to tat, that you ran into that problem everywhere. That's been a long time ago. And now you know how to tat. I did my job. That's fine, Desiree. You can rewatch it whenever you want, sweetie. I do have some thank yous for donations today. Anne and Anna, both of you have donated to the class fund, and I so much appreciate it. Every penny counts, folks. Every penny counts. Teresa will be here soon. Oh, my nose, would you please? Oh, Lord, just stop. I feel like somebody's got a feather and they're just all over my nose. It itches. And that's my allergies. It aggravates me. I don't like allergies. I just don't want the allergies. I'm thinking about something. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate you too. Y'all really have to excuse me. I ate breakfast this morning. I've been eating steel cut oats in the morning. They're supposed to be super healthy for you. I have noticed a difference. Let's put it that way. I've noticed a big difference. But the side effect is you burp a lot. Why, I don't know, but you burp a lot. And you do until it completely digests in your system. And I figure if that's the only side effect I get from it, I can live with it. It leaves you full longer, okay, because it's steel cut, it's natural, and there's no additives and stuff. Derby, you will be able to rewatch it, but I can only leave the live feeds up for a certain period of time after the classes end. And because we've got several that's a bad time for them, time period, I'm going to see if I can't leave them a little bit longer. Oh, I don't accept money for myself. I want the classes, the stuff that's for the classes to be taken care of. That's all I want. Those are most important to me. Back when I first met Georgia, my doctor told me I wasn't going to be able to craft like I used to. I wasn't going to be able to work anymore. It was like he took everything I treasured away from me and told me to sit in the corner and behave till my day came to go home. And I went into a state of depression I can't explain. Okay, at the discount till March 13th. Gosh almighty. Pam slapped me, okay? Thank you. March 13th. But yeah, I mean, it was like they pulled the rug right out underneath of me. I had no life left. And my mom gave me my great aunt's tatting shuttles, and I looked at them and I said, "What are these things?" I didn't know. Then when I started finding information on it, I wanted to learn. And there was a lady that taught a class up at the electric co-op. When I called her about her teaching me to tat, she wanted $189 for 3 sessions. Okay. And I had to know what a double stitch was. I had no idea. If I could not form a double stitch, do a ring and a chain, I could not take the class from her. And it was $189 for 3 classes. That was it. No pattern, no shuttle, no freebies. $189. And at the time, Dennis was working for a company that had cut his pay in half. I mean, we was, yeah, down on our luck. I'll say that, down on our luck. And I was like, I can't learn to do this. And my mom gave me those shuttles thinking because it didn't require a lot of physical movement, I could do it. And it made me even more enticed. And so I proceeded looking, and I got frustrated. I gave away my thread and my shuttles because I couldn't find anybody to teach me. And then I get an email. I had sent an email to Georgia during my endeavors. And I told her my situation. And she says, I can teach you. And I said, how much are you going to charge me? I said, I don't have a lot of money. And she says, nothing. And I said, surely you charge for the classes and stuff. And she said, no, just show up. I'll teach you. That was the beginning of what happened all the way through until today. And I was calculating up. I have been a member of her classes since 2005. It is now 2026. I've tatted for 21 years under her tutelage. And I feel so honored that she even trusted me to do these classes. That's why I created the videos, to help people and to pay back what she'd give me. Because she did it freely, she did it from the heart, and she did it for the right reasons. No one knew who I was for 7 years. And then I go to Tat Days. And Georgia says, Tammy, where are you? I mean, no joke. She pointed me out. I never got a moment's rest after that. I used to go to Tat Days, do my shopping, see everybody, say hi, pick up my work from Georgia, and out the door I went. Nobody knew who I was until Tat Days, 2017. Oh, thank you, dear B. That is sweet. That is sweet. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, I know. And you all are going to faint when you see what I have made off of these classes since 2022. And they're still going. And the website is still going. So you'll understand when I say I've put $17,000 of my own money into this without batting an eye. You're going to run out of ink. You have to get some more ink, Monica. You'll understand why when I ask for donations to offset the cost, why I'm asking. Okay? Because you, like I say, you're going to faint. Hi, Brenda. You're still cold? Is it supposed to stay cold up there this week? We're finally warming up. We got to turn the air conditioner on today. Last night I was a popsicle. Not before I was a popsicle. So, all right, folks, it is 2:58. Let's get on with this. Okay. Let's put the headaches to the side. Okay. I got this 2-page thing I'm supposed to read to y'all because I don't want to miss one step of it because I've had my bait. Okay. Now, no, it's not each year, Pam. That is combined totals. I have paid out $17,000 since I took over the classes of my own pocket. Okay. So let's move on. First of all, there was a problem I was let know about last night, about 11 o'clock. And I got notified by someone about something that was being said in another group. There is a group, a very small group of people that want me to go away. They don't feel like I deserve these classes. They don't feel like I deserve the website or any of this. Hi, Rosemarie. Oh my goodness, a new tatter. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please excuse the rant that's fixing to come. It doesn't pertain to anybody in these classes because these people are not in these classes. If they are, they're just watching because they have been, how do you say, blocked? Because we don't allow that kind of stuff in here. We want a friendly, nice, fun-filled atmosphere. But this is stuff that you all need to know because it's going on and you're going to see me respond. And I'm getting to the point I'm done with the responding and I'm getting aggravated. Enough's enough. This has been going on for 6 years, folks. 6 years. So let me read this to you all. This does not pertain to anyone in this class. My regulars, it does not pertain to you. It doesn't pertain to any of the new students. This here pertains to a group of 5 people that have made my life a pure hell. Okay? They're part of my problem with my blood pressure. So, a problem arose yesterday relating to Georgia's old site falling off into the Wayback Machine. The original Georgia Site's online tatting class site. Okay? I will say this is what she intended to happen from the start of her retirement. However, many people wanted the classes to continue. They kept writing her and calling her to let them continue. Well, no one would take the classes over because they had to pass Georgia's trust and standards. She had to know the person she handed them to would keep them going for free. Now, there's a small group of small-minded people that have made atrocities towards me when Georgia herself called me and asked me to, then a little, let's say, 2 weeks after stepping in to help Sue and Cynthia, to take them over. Okay? After it was clear it was, that's what she wanted, and she made her choice, she appointed me to run these classes for her. Okay? I was the lady that did her videos, and I did them for free. I didn't need my name out in public. I didn't want my name out in public. I wanted Georgia to shine. I wanted people to see her teachings that I learned. Okay? That's all I wanted. I wanted to share, pay back what was given to me. You know how you pay it forward? That's what I wanted to do, was pay it forward. And Georgia says, okay, would you like to take over the classes? I said, you sure about that, Georgia? She said, I'm sure. I can trust you to run them the way they need to be run. Well, that was all fine and good. Sue was running the classes and Cynthia was doing her thing, and nobody was really doing what Georgia needed. Okay? Nothing against the 2 ladies. They're wonderful people. It's just things needed to be modernized, because that's the direction that Georgia was going to go with the classes. We was going to modernize them. Okay? And This lady contacts me and tells me after Georgia handed the classes off to Sue and Cynthia that I need to step in there, that Georgia told her I had to take them classes over. I didn't know this lady. Never met this lady before in my life. She knew Georgia, so I listened to her. But when she said Georgia told her to contact me and tell me to get rid of Sue and Cynthia, I said, that's not true. Because if Georgia wanted me to take these classes, Georgia would call me. And anybody that knew Georgia personally knew that was the truth. Ask anybody that knows her, and they'll tell you. That's the gospel. She doesn't have other people do her work. Okay? Now, they've lied on me. They have said I've stolen. They've said I've done things unscrupulous. They have defamed my character, committed character assassination on me more times than I can count. They have attacked me everywhere on Facebook. I can't open my mouth for 2 seconds that one of the 5 doesn't have something to say about it. How I stole the classes from Georgia. That's the funniest thing, because I got 3 videos that show she handed them to me. She was glad she gave them to me and loves what I did with them. You got any questions about it? Go to the videos. I got nothing to hide. I didn't take anything from Georgia. Georgia blessed me with these classes. She did not intend for my name to be smeared, rubbed into the ground, stepped on, and totally annihilated by the likes of these 5 people. Okay? Nobody deserves what I have went through for 6 years with this group of people. So here's the comment to them. I want them to understand this. Everything you've said and done is on the internet. Everything you've said and done is in social media. Thank God for the internet and social media. I can own your house, your car, your livelihood, and I can take every dime in a court of law from you and put it into these classes and give these students things they never thought possible at your demise. So go ahead and play your games, because I'm not playing anymore. I want to meet you in a courtroom, because I don't need more than one attorney to end my problem. And I'm not afraid to do that. So understand this. I have eyes all over the place. One more peep from anyone saying I did something wrong that Georgia didn't approve of, I will see you in court. And I don't care where you live, what country you live in, what state you live in. I will see you in court and I will end you. Do you understand that? Because it's all out there in the public eye on social media. And I'm a very good record keeper. So try my patience. Try to bring these classes. These students deserve these free classes. You don't deserve the time of day it takes to put one together. You and you alone are trying to destroy the beautiful thing that Georgia gave to the tatting community. Exactly, Elise. Jealousy is ugly. Ego is also ugly. I don't have an ego, but you do. And you need to get rid of the ego, because I'm not going to stroke it for you. I'm tired of the harassment. I am tired of the bullying. I am tired of the lies. I am tired of the defamation. I am tired of the character assassination that you all keep doing. Leave me the hell alone, or face the consequences in a court of law. Do you got that? Because if you don't, I'll stamp it on your forehead so you do get it. Because enough is enough. Go about your merry little way and be the little pain in the butt to someone else. Don't change your name and come in here and act like you're all goody-goody two-shoes, because I know who you are. I get information. And that is something I love, is information. So go away, little fly, because I'm not dealing with you anymore. You want to cause problems? File a lawsuit. I got the proof. You don't. You say I stole stuff? Please prove I stole anything, because I haven't committed any crimes. But you sure as hell got to prove one. Make my day. Guarantee you'll be paying for the rest of your life for what Georgia put together and gave for free. Now that that's over, folks, I'm sorry about that. It's sick. Yes, it's beyond jealousy. It's sick. It's morbid. It is stupid. It's ignorant. These are small-minded people that are petty. One of them stole the files, and she thinks she can hand them out like candy. I already got wind. That she stole, that she's been trying to give them out like cards, playing cards. Problem is, those files was signed over to me by Georgia. They don't have legal rights to them. They are violating copyright. And if they think I won't prosecute them, try me. Just try me. Because that's one thing Georgia stood for, was copyright for designers. And if you think you're going to walk all over them designers and hand their work that they offered to Georgia for free out like it's candy, you better think again. This class protects them. Okay? Know that I've got eyes everywhere. I have a whole slew of people watching my back because they know the true me, that I'm honest and I have integrity and morals, something you're lacking. So get it through your head. I don't back down easy. I'm not a wuss either. I fight for what's right. And you're not going to stop me. I'm here till the day I die. So you want to cause trouble? I'll see you in court and I'll show you how to lose. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tammy. Yeah. And I don't know why. It has to be ego, or they're just stupid. Okay. Anybody that wants to destroy a free service is as dumb as a box of rocks. Seriously, they have to be dumb because they both benefit from Georgia's classes. The two main characters benefited from Georgia's classes. It takes somebody really dumb to smack the hand that fed them. They don't deserve anything. But if they step in here and say they want to learn, guess what? I'm going to teach them. That shows you the better person. Because I'm not scared of either one of them. I'm not scared of any of the five. They're just pitiful lowlifes, is all I got to say. And I got enough dirt on them, they're going to be sweeping the streets. So, now that's out of the way. Now, I'm going to show you all what this is all about. By the way, on the website, we have two other ways to donate. We've got Venmo. If you don't like PayPal, you can use Venmo. If you don't like Venmo, we got Cash App. There's buttons on the home page. Push them and walk through the process. If you have any problems, let me know. Dennis will fix it. Okay? But also, I am getting my duckies together. I have account statements for PayPal. I will be sending out a itemized sheet of what each of you have donated to the class. I want you to review it. If it's correct, don't say anything. If it's not correct, please let me know so I can make the adjustment. I have to put this together so that if I'm ever in trouble with an IRS problem or anything because of this nonprofit that I'm affiliated with, then I don't cause them problems. If I've screwed up, I don't cause them problems. So I want to make sure all my duckies are in a row. Yeah, they probably do, Tammy. You're probably right. You are so truthful in that statement. So anyway, I went through and I'm going to send out statements on the PayPal account for the donations that have come in. And these are donations since we started taking donations from PayPal back in 2023. 2020 through 2022, we relied solely on the YouTube channel. That was it. So therefore, only since 2023 do we have PayPal documentation. The YouTube comes from 2022. And I will go through the 2022 deal to now on YouTube first. The PayPal I won't go through. I'm going to send out statements to everybody, the date you donated and how much you donated, blah, 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 blah. If it is correct, let it ride. I'll put it in the file. If it's not correct, please notify me. If you sent money in any other way, I didn't get it, because the only ways I get it is YouTube and PayPal. So please let me know if you sent it another way and how much it was. Send me a copy of the canceled check, money order, whatever you used. Please send me a receipt so that I can take care of it on my end and find out what happened to it. Okay. So with that said, let's go in the down shot so that you all can see. This is the financial end of this stuff. Okay, Mousy Mouse, time to wake up. It's a little slow today. That's okay. We'll let it be slow, right? There's another bird just hit the back of the house. We got dive bombing birds here, folks. That's hilarious. All right. Can everybody see this? This is the payouts that YouTube has made to the account for the online tatting class since October the 21st of 2022. Okay. That is super chats, video commercials, that type thing. Because I am a niche service, we don't get a lot. Okay, as you can see. Since 2022 up to November of 2025, I made $1,028.48 towards the $17,000 I've spent out to keep the classes going. I'm getting rich, people. I'm really getting rich. That's what this is about. All of this BS has to be it has to be monetary or ego. It's all it can be. Now, December, I got really rich. Y'all see what I made in December? $16.54. I'm not complaining. Don't take it that I am. I want to be clear. It's not about the money. It's all about you. It's all about you learning. Donations help pay for the accessories that we have, like the StreamYard, the lighting, the cameras, the website, things like that. Okay. Now let's go to January. Y'all want to see what I made in January? Now this does include my ending balance in December. Okay, was $38.08. Okay, that includes the super chats, super stickers. Okay. January, I jumped up. I made $31.47 in January. Do you know what that figures out to be per class if the class is an hour long? Not even minimum wage. I'm not complaining. Now, out of this money, I gave out $50 gift cards. Some of them were donated. I think there was 2 donated. The rest of them came out of my pocket. They were for challenges to help build the classes, get them back and up and going. Because when Georgia went to transfer the email addresses of all the students from her classes over to me, they deleted the file instead of transferring it. So I had to start from square one. So to build the classes, we did competitions and different things like that to help build the classes. Well, those gift cards for the competitions came out of my pocket. As you well know, you can't do much with $1,000 over, what, 4 years? Thank you, Kathleen. You didn't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Now, I'm not going to show the PayPal accounts because your all's names are on there, and I don't want to divulge your personal information out because it's illegal for one. I don't want to go to the Gray Bar Hotel for doing something illegal. This money info, I think that they are believing, because there are YouTubers that make a living off of YouTube. I think they honestly believe I'm making mega dollars off of this, and you all are not getting anything in return. I really do believe that. So, and that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm showing black and white. There's no way I can cheat on this. As you see, it comes from, or I got to move this stuff down. All right, Google. See, it comes from Google. It's AdSense for YouTube. So no, I don't make anything. There is a thing called memberships. I can't even do memberships with you guys. And yeah, you can make some money off of memberships, but that means you got to pay to get a special class. And yeah, no, we can't do that because Georgia said it has to be free to the students. What you do on your free time yourself, one-on-one, is your business. And even at that, those private classes were free. I didn't charge anybody for those private classes. Now the classes, they're so big, I can't do the private classes anymore. So, you know, I teach what I can, okay? But I do want to get the new people up to snuff and at the level they need to be, okay? So I have to work with them while teaching the regular class, okay? But the PayPal accounts I've got for 2025 and 2024, a little bit for 2026 information. I will send them out in the email, how much you've paid in, okay, to the classes. If my records are wrong, please, please, please send me a copy of the canceled check, money order, receipt, whatever you've got. If it went through PayPal, let me know it went through PayPal, okay? And then I can go to PayPal and dispute, hey, you didn't get your duckies in a row when you give me these printouts, okay? Because I want to make sure everything's all up to snuff. I am affiliated and I am umbrellaed under Palmetto Tatting Guild's 501c3. Okay, that is a nonprofit status. So my nose has to be clean to protect their nose. I turn my time in for teaching you all to them as part of the required service that the guild has to do. They're supposed to do so many hours of charity work, and my hours for you all goes into that so that we can also build the coffers for the scholarship fund. See, it all works together. Okay? They don't own me, I don't own them. Okay? We work together. It's teamwork. Okay? And it's for the greater good of everything. To join the Palmetto Tatting Guild, it costs you a lot. A butterfly, a tatted butterfly. That's your dues. So as you can see, it is all for the greater good of tatting. It's not anything perilous or illegal that we're doing. So I'll send these receipts out. Y'all should have them within by next Friday. Everybody should have the receipts for the PayPal. And I want to make sure all of it's correct, that I'm on the money on that. Okay. So with that said, that takes care of that little problem there. Y'all see that I'm not making truckloads, right? So let's get to the fun stuff, because this is why we're really here. Let me zoom out on this a little bit. This is the pattern for today. To my new students that are here today, did you all get this pattern in the email? Did you? If you did, great. You need to print it out. If you didn't, we'll post it in the group again right here. Pam, somebody put all three in. Hi, Heather. Glad you made it. Now, class is going to run over a little bit. That's okay. We got time. That's why I say this is a real easy pattern. All right. Now, I stopped this one right here. Okay. Let me get this down so y'all can see what I'm doing. I stopped this one here because I'm going to show you how to get up here, go over here, go around, and come back here. Okay. Now, when I start class, we're going to do that. When I end class, we're going to finish this out and come back to this point. That's how easy it is because this is a repeat at all 3 points. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, these instructions are a little bit hard to follow. Pay attention. There's some mistakes in here. What you want to concern yourself with, okay, is where it says ring, what they got you doing. This here, I want you to take your pen and I want you to do this. No, we don't need that. Scratch it out. Okay. This is an old pattern. This I found in the archive files. I don't think this pattern was ever presented in any of Georgia's classes. I'm trying to find patterns that I don't have a class in the files that goes with that pattern because we want to do fresh things, new things. So we're stepping outside the box and we're moving into other things. And this was one of those other things. And this pattern is, like I say, it can be confusing. And like here, it's number chain 4. That was a misprint. Okay. You're interested on if it's a ring or a chain, the number of double stitches, how many rings, how many chains, the bare bones necessities. Okay. And if you download all 3, this pattern here is going to be very helpful to you. She just made a little bit of a change to this pattern, and it ended up being the change is here, the little tail that comes off. Here is the pattern. It's the only one that has a diagram. So you can see where everything hooks up and connects and does all that fancy footwork. The tails here and here on the other 2 patterns, I'll show you how to do it. This one here, she changed this. She didn't have a tail coming out the bottom. Okay. And you can do the same pattern all 3 ways, and you got 3 different patterns. Okay. So this, you're working on this one, Carmen, the one that's real pretty with the bottom finished out. This one is pretty. This one won her a blue ribbon, folks. Okay, she did this for the county fair, and she won a blue ribbon on that. And hint, 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 you put your tatting in the fair, you can win money on it. I'm going to show you how to make sure you do. That's the kind of stuff you learn in this class. How to make money off of our tatting. Oh, Lordy, have mercy. Now I'm going to put these other 2 over here to the side because this is the one I want to work on because everything's on one page. I don't have to flip-see. Now, this is the one that I will finish with, and this is the one I'm going to start with. But before I start, this is Elizabeth thread. Do you see this little bump here? That's what we call a slub. Now, if you cut that off with a pair of scissors, everything's fine, peaches and cream, and then all of a sudden stuff starts falling apart. You don't want that. So don't cut it off. All right. Let me get some scissors out. That's the one thing I did forget to do. All right. I got all kinds of scissors, folks. I can guarantee you, I got a pair of scissors to do for everything. I'm a scissor fool. Okay. Now, I know there's this thread here that's messed up. You lose this much thread. But what I'm going to do is I am going to close cut on this slub, but I'm not going to cut the thread. And the reason I'm doing that close cut is because I can retwist that where that slub is and use it on that tail. Okay? Work it right there in. And when I start working that tail coming out, Melinda, I know, I can relate, sweetie, I can relate. What I'm going to do is use this to help secure my knot at the end of the cross where this is. Okay, the very tail down here at the bottom, because we're going to do some fancy footwork with them tails. Now in the instructions down here, she says cut 2 inches from the end to use for a tassel. We want it to be a little bit longer. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to take, if I can get this to work, it's staticky. We're going to take and we're going to lay them over each other like this. See what I'm doing? Bring it around. Now we're going to do it the other way. Okay, bring it over, spin it around. We got this. Now we want to move it down past the slub. Watch what I'm doing here and bring it up. Now let's tie our little knot. It's an overhand knot. Bring it down. You see how this is beginning to look like a double stitch? Y'all see that? Let me zoom in on it. Found the right button. My camera's got too many buttons. I don't want to make anybody dizzy. That's why I'm going in slow. As you can see, it's beginning to look like a double stitch. But we want to hide that slub in that knot. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull it this way. Just a little bit. Bring it down. There we go. Now, there it is. It's in the knot. Now, oh, come on. I'm going to have to adjust it. And there we go. We got her in. She's working in. And you play with it. If you've got a slub, you can play with it. And you can hide it in your work. Okay? And just keep working with it. But you want it to look like a double stitch when you're done. Yes, I have patience, folks. Tatting has taught me that over the years. Patience is a virtue. You need it in tatting. Fair warning for all you newbies that want to learn to tat. You must have patience. Come on. There we go. Are you going to work with me? Yeah. There you go. We're getting it. We're getting it. There she goes. She's locking in. Well, it went past it. You get the gist. Why it's doing that, I don't know. Started with today's adventures, I guess. And it hasn't stopped. I told y'all about the pills this weekend. Can't believe I messed up my medicine like that. I should. I should believe it. Because if it can happen, Murphy will make sure it does. I do this and I take pains with it because if you're going to lose 6 inches of thread, make it work for you, not against you. You know, that's my firm belief. Now, if I can get the right side to close up on that. There we go. We'll just leave it there. We're just going to go ahead and close it and call it a day. Anyway, what you'll end up with is a knot like that. And if you pull that knot tight like that, just keep pulling it, it will lock in there and it'll be very, very small. Oh, I'm out of camera shot. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. You'll pull that knot until it's almost not noticeable. But you still have the 2 tail ends. Okay? And they're going to be pretty long because what we're going to do with those tail ends is going to be fun, fun, fun. Now it starts off with a chain. Now most times when you start off with a chain, what happens is the chain collapses on itself. So you have to put in, let me zoom back out just a hair. You have to put in a paper clip, some kind of a marker to hold your thread in place. But this pattern takes care of it because it asks you to tie a knot in that. So we're going to put the knot in the pinch and we're going to create 5 double stitches. For you new students, I'm going to show you how to do it. My intermediate advanced students, I want you to give me a few seconds to show the new ones how to do this because they're going to join us every class. All right, when you're wrapping your hand to make a chain, you have to wrap your hand different for the chain than you do a ring. And this is called a loom. I know you'll hear people call it a loop or something like that. No, it is called a loom, and that's what it is. So to do the chain loom, you put the knot in the pinch. You hold the pinch very tight. Go across your middle knuckle, around your ring finger, come back the opposite direction on your pinky and pull off some thread and lay that shuttle down. That is considered shuttle 2. Okay? The yellow shuttle is shuttle 2. The red shuttle is considered shuttle 1, and that is our working thread. This shuttle does all the work for you, the back and forth stuff. This hand with this thread holds your tension and also transfers the knot. Now, the knot is the double stitch. There are 2 parts to a double stitch, the first and second half stitches. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate the first half and then I'm going to demonstrate the second half, and I'm going to do this in slow motion so you all can see how it is formed and how to transfer the knot the easy way. Okay, first thing you do is roll that thread around your hands like that. Watch that again. Take it. See how I've got it in my hand? Here's my shuttle face up. Roll that hand. Okay? At least get those 2 fingers in that. If you can get all 3 in that, great. More power to you. You're doing good. Then you take that shuttle. You slide it under this thread that's in the loom. Then pull it back after you clear the back end of that shuttle. Pull it back through that. When you do that, release that finger. See shuttle 1, the working shuttle. Pull it tight. You just transferred that knot over. It is now sitting over here. Bring that finger back up and pull it down to that knot and tighten it in and hold it in the pinch. Now, the second half of that double stitch, you're going to do it a little bit different. Take your shuttle, go across the top of that thread. Come back through the bottom. You see this little loop back here? Your shuttle's going to go through that loop. Release that tension. Pull that thread tight. You just flip that knot on over there, and guess what? You just transferred the knot, and you now have your very own first double stitch right there. Y'all see it? Isn't that sweet? Let's do that again because the pattern calls for 5 of those little puppies. So we're going to put in 2. I'm going to take it slow. Watch what I'm doing. 3. Got to scoot it down some, I think. 4. And 5. And as you can see, I'm not removing my finger out of the loom because I have been tatting so many years. I don't have to. You barely see my finger move when I'm really into tatting. So don't think nothing of it. For now, I want you to drop that finger so you can see how that knot transfers over to the working thread. Okay? So now that we've got our 5 double stitches, the pattern says we must do a ring of 4 picot, 4 picot, 4 picot, 4. Now hear me out, folks. When we do this ring, unless a pattern says do not reverse your work, you reverse your work when you go from a ring to a chain, an element to another element. Okay? And elements, rings, chains, split rings, thrown rings, split chains, you name it. Okay? That's an element. When you're going from one element to the next, you reverse your work. Remember that. So to reverse our work, our top, which is here, becomes the bottom. So we flip that over, right? Got to get them tails out of the way. Now these tails are going to drive you nuts, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. They're going to drive you crazy because they drove me crazy. Now, the top becomes the bottom becomes the top, okay? When you reverse your work using this philosophy, you've been in the chain position, okay? Take your hand out, you reverse it, okay? And you wrap your hand for a ring, okay? My hands are not wanting to work today. Don't know why. Maybe they got cold last night, y'all think? Now, I am doing traditional tatting. There's not a front side or a back side. For my new students, when we're up there and we know how to do rings and chains and we're pretty versed in it, I'm going to teach you some front side, back side. But for now, we're doing traditional. That means we start the same way. The first half, the second half, okay? The loom for our rings, get that out of the way, is wrapped around from the pinch, around all of our fingers and back up to the pinch. And we hold it there. Once we put that first double stitch, we can play cartwheels and everything else with that hand. The thread's not going nowhere. You're good. Everybody got that? Now, let's move on. It says we got to have 4 of them puppies. We're going to do 4. That's 2, 3, and 4. Now, it says a picot. Tails out of the way. If we look at the picture, this is this ring right here that we're doing. This first picot comes out here. There's the second. There's the third. Here's the chain we just did, 5 double stitches. Okay, so we've done this first 4. We've got to put a picot in. Now, I don't care what you use for a picot gauge. You can use an actual picot gauge. You can actually use a stir stick, a cut up credit card. You can use these kind of picot gauges. You can use a piece of paper. You can use anything you want that will give you the space you need. Okay? So, let me get this down here. I think I'm still too far out. Let me go out just a hair more. I'm not in the right position today for some reason. These are Clover picot gauges. This is the picot gauge you can get from Handy Hands. They come in several colors. This is an old one. I got it when she first started carrying them. This is one of those sticks you get at the Chinese restaurants and stuff to stir your coffee. It's a stir stick. This is a cut up credit card. Last class of the class before, we learned how to make picot gauges using an old credit card, an old gift card. They make it great because you don't leave them laying around and lose them, and you paid a chunk for them, okay? These cost. This is free. We believe in free stuff. We make things useful in tatting that you'd be surprised what we use it for. Okay? So with that said, we put our picot gauge in here and we put our picot in. A picot is the gap between one double stitch and the next. Now we put in our second double stitch. We pull that picot gauge out, we slide that double stitch over, and we have picot right there. The average size for a picot that is decorative is whatever size you want to use. If you want fluffy, frilly picots, use bigger gauges. This comes in handy because you can gauge and you can keep track, especially if you're using different sized picots, which in this pattern here at the top ring, you're going to see you've got 3 picots. And it tells you the center one must be a larger picot. Okay? So when you're doing that, make sure you've got the picot gauge that you want for your work. Okay? Joining picots are typically very, very tiny. We are talking very tiny. This is what they use for joining picots. However, if you look at this pattern, these rings here with the picot that you're joining to, they're the same size as the other picots. So look at your pattern, look at your diagrams, see what it's supposed to look like, and go from there. Okay? Get them tails out of the way. They're going to drive you nuts, let me tell you. So we got to put in our 4 double stitches. We've already got 1, so we got to put 3 more in. We say 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Open our ring up. To open our ring up and get more thread. Now, everybody that's ever used Elizabeth thread knows that this thing twists like no tomorrow. You can see the shadow of it twisting down there. Open that thread up. Pull it back. Let the twist pop out. When it stops spinning Speedy Gonzales, you're cool. Okay? You've got the twist out. It's not going to run up on itself. Tighten that ring, loom back up, and we put in our next picot. Okay? There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? There we go. We got that. That's our second picot. Now, according to these instructions, we're going to have 3 picots in this. Okay? Open it up. I'm using size 10 thread, and I got big hands, but folks, I got news for you. 10 thread, you're constantly opening that loom up. You work with the smaller threads, you don't have that problem. New students, you're going to be working with size 10 thread. And the reason you're going to be working with size 10 thread is because you need to see that knot flip. Once you get into your tatting journey, you will move on to smaller threads. Your next step down will be a 20. The larger the number, the smaller the thread when it comes to tatting thread. Now, once we have got our 3 picots in, and we've got all our little double stitches in, we're going to close that ring. How do you close it? Well, you put the right side in the pinch and you put the left side in the pinch and you close up that ring. You keep that pinch closed. You just pull that thread. If when you go to pull that thread and it doesn't close, you didn't get a stitch flipped. Okay? And then when you're done, you should have a ring that looks like that. We're not going to talk about posting right now because you're not there yet for my beginners. Okay? Now we're going to reverse our work. Remember, the ring shows it really well. The top becomes the bottom becomes the top. We wrap our hand in our little loom for a chain. Okay? And we put in, for the next step, a chain of 4 picot 4. This is where we're at on the instructions. It's right here. Okay, now we're going to go 4 double stitches. Let's put it in. Now this first stitch, this part here is going to flap, it's going to flip, it's going to dance, it's going to make you crazy. Expect it. Just control it. Show it who's boss. Okay, you are the master of the thread. That's 3, 4. Now we've got to put in a picot. So grab our picot gauge. This pattern, you can use the same picot gauge throughout except for on your ends. Okay, so that makes it nice. We're going to put in our 4 double stitches here, and we've got 3. This one will be our 4th one. Drop that picot gauge, close that. Now when you close up your chain, I want you to grab it, give it a little pop. So you get a nice little arch in your chain like that. Okay? Now you're going to reverse your work. Okay? Take that off of our hand. We're going to create our ring loom. Okay? And we're going to do our first 4 double stitches. 2, 3, and 4. Now here's where the fun and the magic begins. Okay? You can use a crochet hook, a tiny crochet hook, to pull in these picots. If you happen to have a pick like that, let me get a shuttle out of here, pick like this on the end, a crochet hook on the end, you can pull that picot without having to grab a crochet hook every 5 minutes. So what you do is you reach through the picot, you grab your thread, pull it up behind. These are all up joins. There is no down joins. We're not going to go there yet. Bring that thread up through that picot, run that shuttle through. Everybody see that? Especially my new students. Did you see that? Okay. Go down, grab that thread, pull it up. It may not come through the first time because it slipped off the end. That's okay. Pull it tight, make it a slave to you. Slave your thread. Slate your thread. Yeah, we could say slate your thread. That's right. Let it go up through there and pull that down. Now, you have 2 options here. You can move on and put 4 double stitches. That's how I do it. Or you can put in the second half of a double stitch and call it a day and claim that as the first stitch. I don't like the look of that because it twists that stitch. So I just ignore it. I join and I count my 4 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Then we put in our next double stitch. All right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, over time, this is where muscle memory comes in. You are going to be able to feel your stitches happen underneath that pinch in between the index finger and the thumb. You're going to be able to feel that pinch. You're going to feel that stitch actually form. And you're going to know when you didn't flip a stitch. It will happen. I promise you that. We'll have a class, and we're going to have a blind tatting class where you can't look at your tatting because you're going to have to do it under something so you can't see what you're doing. And that's to train the pads on your fingers to feel your double stitches, feel your thread. Because as we age, we don't want to give up our craft. And that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to tat, because we lose our sight first. All of our senses start deteriorating as we age. So the best way to keep doing something you enjoy and something you love is pay attention to the feel. How your body moves to create your stitches, how your body and your hands work together to complete the set of stitches. Okay? And you're going to have a class on that. My new students, we will hold a class to show you that. Now, on this pattern, it says you need to do this until you have 7 rings. Okay? We're not going to do the full 7 rings because I want to get you up to where that first turn is. Okay? So we're going to do 1 more ring, and well, 1 more chain and 1 more ring. Okay? And then I'll get you up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Let's get the other half of that stitch in there. And we're going to put our picot gauge in. We're going to get 4 more double stitches. Yes, I'm moving along pretty fast. Y'all can play this back, okay? But I want to get you where you can finish this up, because your homework is going to be this pattern. Yes, I have to rip it out because I did it backwards. Do you know how hard it is to not do front side, back side when you actually do front side, back side all the time? That's 2, 3, and 4. I'm working on a pattern that is front side, back side. Well, hello, Granny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you made it this time. All right, now we have to put in our ring. We're going to put in another ring. And that ring is going to pick up right here. That's the ring we're going to do. And then we're going to do this chain and come in here. Okay? So you can see how that turn is done. So let's do our ring, our first ring. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to get this right here. Pick it up. And once you get it the first time, I'm not going to fight with that. Once you do the first arm, the rest of it's a breeze. Okay? You just got to be mindful of your joins. Okay? Pay very close attention to your joins and the stitch count change. That is the hardest parts about this pattern. The joins and the stitch counts. Nothing can get any easier than that. All right. One, 2, 3, and 4. Fat fingers. We'll call it that. Yeah, I got 3. And there's 4. Okay. Got to put in our last double stitch, but we're going to have to open this up again. Move that thread over. Put in our last 4 double stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got it. Now, we're going to pretend like we got our 7 rings in here, right? So we're going to reverse our work. And this chain is different than the rest of these chains. Okay? Let me find it here. There's the 7. All right, we got 4 picot, 4 picot, 4 picot. This is the inside corner. Then we're going to do a ring, and it's going to be 4 picot, 4 join, 4 picot, 4. All right? This right here, if you look, okay, this chain here is 4 picot, 4 picot, 4 picot, 4. That is a misprint. Okay? It's going to follow more in line with Let's see if I can find it. She followed that misprint all the way through. All right, it's just when you get started, you don't even look at the notes. All right, so it's 4. You've got a joining picot here where it's going to join to the opposite side. Then you have 4, the decorative picot, 4, the joining picot, 4, and then you're going to go into this ring here. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to work that chain. And you can make the corrections on your pattern as you get to it. Okay, just remember, that's why I'm putting this in the video, because that's a pitfall you all will fall into. So be mindful. We're not doing front side, back side. We're doing traditional. So 2, 3, and 4. We're going to put in a picot. Now these here in this corner, if memory serves me, no, they're fine. They're the same size. I have to remember where the smaller picots go. 2, 3, and 4. And as you get professed in your tatting, most of these pitfalls that we run into as we're learning go away, because we know what to do. We've done it enough that we know what to do. So when we run into a pattern that's got a problem, wait a minute, that's not it, we need to do it this way, it's going to happen. All right? That's what will happen for you. It happens for all tatters. We know what to do at the given circumstance. Okay? Have confidence in yourself. First and foremost, have confidence in yourself that you can do this, because everybody can tat. May it be by shuttle or needle. They can tat. Okay, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. It was only supposed to be 4. I put 5. I'll smack my hands and call me a turkey. Now when you come around the corner, this is what you're going to do. You're going to have 3 picots here. You see, these 2 are your joining picots. This is your decorative picot that's going to meet in the middle. We're going to reverse our work, try to untangle them tails, and we're going to put a turn in it. Okay, I'm trying to lay these picots down and everything down so that you can see. Our work was like this when we reversed it. Now we're going to make a quarter turn. Everybody see that? This is when we was tatting. Everything was out like this. We reversed our work. Top became bottom, bottom became top. Now we have to quarter turn our work. All right? Once we make that quarter turn, we're going to make another ring. Okay? We're not going to join to that first picot. We are going to join to the second picot. So we're going to put in 4 double stitches, 3, 4. Okay, where's my picot gauge? It took off flying here. All right, try not to use a picot gauge that matches your paper. That's a hint, folks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to join to this picot right here at the top of that previous ring. Pull that picot through. If I don't get it on the second one, then I'll grab the little crochet hook. Nope, not going to work for me, is it? Let me open it up some. I'll grab it with the crochet hook. Pull it down. Stick that little loop on your hand, on your finger, so you can just run that shuttle through. Pull it down tight. Put in 4 double stitches. That's 2. Get the tails out of the way. Get that out of the way. Fold your work out of your way. Not going to hurt it. It's meant to bend. 3, 4. Okay. One. Close that picot over. Open that ring. 2, 3, and 4. All right, now we close that ring. Advice, Monica, when printing patterns, print on both sides of the paper. Unless you need the diagrams to be separate. Okay? Now, this is what that's going to look like. This is where we started. Okay? Let me get everything laid out. If you notice, this is the chain right here that we did right here. Okay? We went up, say we did all 7. We got to this ring here. We come off. We did this chain, come back up. We made our turn, come back up and did our ring, and we joined to the top picot of the last ring. Now, let me show you this one. Get this out of the way. Let me show you this. Get all these goodies down here. Now, as you can see, it's going to get cockeyed. Okay, we're going to block this on Thursday. That's what we're going to have for class on Thursday. I'm going to show you how to steam block and how to wet block your work so that it all stays like it's supposed to. Because once you block it, it's set. Okay? Then we will show you what you can do to stiffen as well. Okay? Because some people want these stiffened. If you want it stiffened, great. Do it. Okay? So we went up. We come up here. Here's where we started, the 5 double stitches. We come up here. We put in our chain. We had 4 picot, 4 picot, 4 picot, 4. This is our decorative picot. Then we joined this first ring after making our turn into this ring at the top. Then we 4 picot, 4 chain, a ring, same count, 4 picot, 4 chain, ring, same count. When we come off of this ring, we only put in 2 double stitches here. Then we make this ring, which is 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot. Then we put in 2 double stitches. What you're doing is you're making this round right here. Okay? This ring here has a count of, let me find it here, down here, the bottom. It is 4 picots, or 4 double stitches, join, 4 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, long picot, the LP is long picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 4 double stitches, picot, 4 double stitches. Close the ring, reverse your work, do 2 double stitches, reverse your work, 2 doubles, make a ring loom, 2 double stitches, join to the big ring, 2 double stitches, decorative picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, close your ring. Then go back in to 2 double stitches on your chain after you reverse your work. Then you're going to go into this ring. Now this ring is 4, join to the previous ring, 4, decorative picot, 4, join picot, 4. And you're going to come down with 4 double stitches, and you're going to join to the chain across from that one. Okay? And you follow that all the way around until you get here. When you do this ring here, your first join on that long chain goes into the previous long chain. Then you have a picot, decorative, 4 double stitches. This picot here will be a joining picot. You're not joining to anything until you come back down the other side. Okay? Then you go up in here and you're going to repeat what you did here. And then you're going to go up here and repeat everything you did over here. You'll be able to do this in your sleep once you're done. Okay? And it is a very easy pattern. Just mind your double stitch change here. Okay? Your double stitch change here. Your picot placements here. Okay? Once you get back around to this side, you're going to join here. And there's going to be this empty picot here. When you finish this corner on this tip right here, then you're going to come back around and that last long chain is going to join here and here. And you'll have 4 decorative picots in the center. Then you come back down this side. Okay? So everybody got that? I don't want you to do anything with this or the extra thread up here until we come back on Thursday. We're going to finish it there. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these long tails we got down here. It's neat. All right. So let me flip this back upstairs and let's see if we can get my Mr. Mouse to wake up and say hello. It's your time to shine. All right. Any questions, folks? Any questions at all? Thank you, Granny. Thank you so much. You're so kind. I love teaching you guys. I love teaching these classes. And to be honest, I'd teach them whether we had George's files or not. Second column with the plus plus, repeat from plus to plus. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and it'll tell you this again. And what it is you're repeating this on this side when you come back across. Okay, well, let me show you here. You're repeating on the back side when it comes back across here. You've done this, you come back here, and you're going to come over here and repeat. Then when you make this turn, you're going to repeat down here, and that's what those pluses are. It's finishing up that side. If you have any questions, send them in. You know I will respond to you, okay? I don't think I'm going anywhere. I think I'm going to be packing stuff. As time goes on, things will start clearing out in here, and it's because I've been packing. I have to pack everything and stabilize everything in the rig so that things don't walk while we're going down the road. I'd hate for people going down the road to get pieces of furniture. I really would. I like my furniture. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. You'd be surprised what we've dropped. I will tell y'all a funny. Okay, y'all want to hear a funny about the rig? We was going down the road, and there's a place on the bumper where you can store your sewer hose as you're traveling. Ours didn't latch. And these people kept pulling up beside us and waving at us and stuff. We was waving back. So we saying hi. One lady, we got at a red light, stopped, got out of her car and knocked on the window. She says, your sewer hose is back here dancing. I said, oh my goodness. Well, we're on a 4-lane highway. Yeah, it is a big rig. We're on a 4-lane highway. There's not many places for us to pull off. And we've got to pull off and get the sewer hose back in its hole and get it latched back down. And so I told Dennis, I said, you can't get out on your side because traffic's just booking past us. I said, I'll get out on my side. Boy, was that a mistake because there's a 5-foot drop ditch. I jump out the door and down the ditch I went. I come climbing back out of the ditch. I go around back into the camper. And I says, oopsie. And I radioed him through the phone and I said, it's dangling back here. I said, I can't find the cap. He said, well, I got to get out. I said, well, let me stop traffic. So I get out there and I'm doing this, slow down traffic, make them get in the other lane, you know. And so we finally get a clearing. He gets out of the truck and he comes back and he says, well, the dang sewer hose got busted. I said, we got to find a place to put it. So he wrapped it up in a trash bag. I had to get inside the camper and get a trash bag, bring it outside. He wrapped it up in a trash bag and threw it up in the underbelly where our basement thing is. All the while, I'm sitting there looking around. Where is the cap? God only knows where the cap went. We have no idea where that thing went, but it was hilarious. And my son was meeting us down the road at a place so that we could follow him in to where we was going because he knew exactly where we was going. We was lost between walk and don't walk. And so we was meeting up with him and my daughter-in-law. And we pull up and Dennis is reaching underneath the house, getting that sewer hose out. And he said, why are you digging that out of the basement? And he says, oh, that's our sewer hose. He said, don't you need that? So yeah, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, out the door I went right on down that hill. It was so funny. But we have funny things like that happen all the time. I like it when things go boom and we go hunting the house over and can't figure out what fell. So, all right. That is it for today. Thursday, we're going to pick up and I'm going to show you what to do with your tails. Then we are going to block this. I would use Olympus. If you can work with Olympus, Tammy, I would use Olympus because that will make that pattern shine. That Olympus is good thread. I have done several of her patterns with the Olympus thread. It has the billowy effect you want. Okay. Any other questions? For the new students, the Tatting Chat is April 1st. If you'd like to join, send in an email. Tell us, Tatting Chat. That's all you got to say. We'll sign you up. Discount code. It works on all of her patterns. You can order as many as you want. Okay, on the discount code. Don't start the pattern until we get started. Okay. Which one? I would go with the Olympus Gold 40. If you can work with it, that's what I would use. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Carmen. I try to make it fun for everybody. I do. I do my best. Now, y'all give that thumbs up for me on the video and share it with your friends and invite them. Tell them to come join the classes. I mean, they're going to learn a lot here, and we share everything we got. Oh, you're welcome, Elise. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you ladies here and you gents. Well, I want you all to have a wonderful day today. I want the cold to leave everyone alone. I want spring to spring. Okay, the Easter Bunny's got to have a warm climate, deal out all them eggs. All right, so until Thursday, may all your threads make beautiful lace. Happy tatting, everyone. And I want everyone that has questions, if you didn't get your question answered today, send it in. I will answer it by email. All right, have a good one, folks, and I will see you on Thursday. Thumbs up. Happy tatting, everyone. Bye-bye.